Hi, I'm Bilraj. I'm an apprentice assistant buyer. I'm 19 years old. I live in Coventry and I work for Severn Trent. So on a normal work day, I'd get up, have a shower, get dressed, have a bit of breakfast, scroll on my phone. I work in the procurement department in a section called Asset Maintenance Services. We source out goods and services to make sure that the business runs its daily operations. So an average week of me being an apprentice, I have a study day where I do my online learning. I go into different sites and actually looking at what we need to buy. So looking at the different parts, speaking to the operational team.
You got it? Yeah. See these ones now?
We have over 8 million customers and we supply them clean drinking water. How tight does it have to be? I wanted to do an apprenticeship because I knew that there's plenty of opportunities that you get offered. You get to speak to internal employees, you get to speak to different organisations, different companies. An apprenticeship is where you have a job, but you're also gaining a qualification on the side of doing a job. Every day is never the same. You get to go out to different sites, but alongside that I'm doing my study work, stuff like going on different training courses, develop my skills. The biggest surprise of being an apprentice is how involved you get. You're not treated as a student, you get treated as a full-time employee. You have a lot of responsibility, which is a fun thing because you get hands-on experience, you get to go on site tours. I really love nature and I've visited places like Ben Nevis, Mount Snowdon. One of the great things about working for Severn Trent Water, I'm not stuck in an office environment. One of the things that I look towards the future is potentially look after my own contracts. It sets myself goals and objectives that I want to reach. There's a common misconception that the only way to get a job in the future is to go into further education and then apply for a bunch of jobs until you land one. And that's not the case. People should really understand the different routes to get to where they want to be in the future. I feel as I've boosted my confidence skills. I've grown as a person from when I started to where I am now at my apprenticeship scheme.
Ready?
Steady.
Go. Here at Lloyds Banking Group, there's no such thing as just an apprentice. I'm in a position to say whether our products are fair, ethical and designed to help Britain prosper.
That moment when you realise you're in a team managing over £150 billion in funds.
It isn't all finance all the time. I led a partnership with Macmillan to help our customers access better cancer care.
Everyone knows you can trust Lloyds. I've seen our bold sustainability commitments and every day I see us following through.
1 minute I'm leaving uni with my sports science degree. The next I'm in a room thinking of ideas to help millions of families during the pandemic.
I work in financial crime, international sanctions. As you can imagine, it's a pretty interesting place to be right now.
1 minute you're reading about the cost of living crisis and the next you're writing a briefing paper on it.
Off the back of my dissertation on DevOps pipelines, I went into an engineering role and now I'm rolling it out company-wide.
We all got million subscriptions nowadays, so my team built a tool that helps 18 million customers manage them in our app.
When it's not developing with React or Redux, it's gaming with the other grads or the odd night out.
I couldn't be prouder of my outreach work through Lloyds, helping school-age girls and non-binary people get into coding.
My next step, go for an associate director role, either in my team or something new and exciting. How's that for a rotation?
Hi everyone and welcome to Wednesday of Lloyds Career Live in National Apprenticeship Week 2023. Can you believe we're already over the halfway mark? This week is going so quickly. Every day of this special week in 2023, we're hosting a 23-minute show called The Daily Download to celebrate the week and some of the amazing experiences that apprenticeships could offer you. I'm Damon and my role in Lloyds Banking Group when I'm not live streaming on YouTube is Comms and Colleague Engagement Manager.
And introducing myself, I'm Amy and my role in Lloyds Banking Group when I'm not hosting Careers Live events is a DevOps engineer. So normally every month we have a whole hour-long live stream that explores one particular career in depth. But for our National Apprenticeship Week daily broadcasts, being as it's 2023, we only have 23 minutes to cram in a lot of content.
When we say National Apprenticeship Week, we mean national. This thing is bigger than Lloyds Banking Group. Every company in England and Wales that has apprentices is celebrating this week. That's hundreds and thousands of apprentices. This is what we've squeezed in for you in just 23 minutes. First of all, Amy will take us around the country picking up all the highlights and stories from day one of National Apprenticeship Week. Then the first of our field reports, and we'll be hearing from our colleagues Ian and Melissa, who have spent the morning at South Gloucestershire and Stroud College at their Filton campus, just outside Bristol, for some skill building activities. And then Junior Saunders will be back again with another of his myth-busting sessions.
Now, lots of you studying for GCSEs at the moment will know what subjects you're studying, but maybe not so much about what you can do as a job with the subjects you love. So, every day this week, we're going to talk to some of our apprentices about their favourite subject in school, how it's helped them in their apprenticeship, and explore some of the many different careers you can try out through an apprenticeship.
Now, in an apprenticeship, you learn particular skills to do a particular job. But under the hood, every job comprises of 8 essential skills. These are our skill builder essential skills. And we'll have a look at 2 of these today and hear from one of our apprentices on why they're important in the world of work.
And if you feel inspired but have questions, our colleagues from Lloyds Talent Team are on hand in the chat. You can ask any question that pops in your mind and we'll do our best to answer them.
We've enabled closed captions should you need them, and the chat is open both in Zoom and if you're watching us on YouTube. We're also standing by to answer those questions.
Today is the 3rd day of National Apprenticeship Week. Bigger and better than ever, with over 350 different events running online and in person around the country, hosted by employers and training providers. Now, everyone's been encouraged to use the hashtag NAW2023, and here are some highlights from around the country that we've seen so far. The announcement yesterday by UCAS that apprenticeships will come onto the platform has been positively received. In the first stage, UCAS intends to allow students to see apprenticeship vacancies alongside university courses. And in the next phase, in 2024, UCAS hopes that students will be able to apply for apprenticeships through the UCAS platform itself. And anyone still thinking apprenticeships are only for people with hammers and spanners will be in shock as NHS employers announce they're working on how to enable people to become a doctor through an apprenticeship. It currently takes up to 15 years of training to become fully qualified as a specialist doctor, with 5 years at medical school costing £250,000. Just 4% of doctors come from working class backgrounds, and the hope is that doctors' apprenticeships will help change that.
Now, for the first of our field reports. National Apprenticeship Week is celebrated here in England and around the country. Lots of companies are doing presentations in schools around the value of apprenticeships. Our colleague Ian was joined by Melissa, who's an apprentice on our Level 6 apprenticeship studying for her Chartered Manager degree. And on a frosty morning, they went to SGS Filton campus outside Bristol to make things one step further, working with students to develop their skills builder skills through an activity called Recruitment Race. Here's Ian to tell us more.
Hi everybody, it's Ian here, and apologies, I think the guys will have said that Melissa was going to be doing a report, but we've had such a good time here at SGS College in Bristol today that Melissa's had to jump in a taxi to go back off to Oxford, and I'm going to let you in on a secret of how these things are done. We forgot to get her to do her filming for Lloyds Careers Live Daily Download. So a bit about what we've been doing here today then. We're at SGS College, which is a further education college just outside Bristol. So if I spin the camera around that way, if I can't see the sunshine, over there is aerospace and Rolls-Royce and BAE Systems, and actually there's an engine over the other side of the road from Airbus. And this is the hub around Bristol where basically all the aerospace, Leonardo are here as well. It's all science and aerospace and all of those sorts of things. Today we've been in SGS College Filton campus. We've been talking to BTEC Business Studies students, and we've been doing some skills building activity. We've been playing skills builder recruitment race. We've been looking at how apprenticeships work and myth busting, to quote Junior, with some of the things around apprenticeships as well, which has been fantastic. I guess a couple of things which are new for me today, which I hadn't really thought about when I've been with the students today, is around BTECs. For those of you who are studying BTECs, quite often you kind of get ignored, really. We kind of talk a lot about what you do after your A-levels, and we tend to forget about people who are already studying vocational qualifications. The great thing today was meeting students doing BTECs who are already doing bits of work experience, right? They're doing experiments in marketing, they've been looking at market segmentation, they've been looking at market research projects, they've been doing autonomous pieces of work and various other bits and pieces as well, which has been really, really interesting to understand what they do. The secret sauce for all of those guys who are currently in year 2 of their BTECs and eyeing up vacancies, which we already have now in Lloyds Banking Group, check down there for in the chat for current vacancies, etc. The secret sauce for them is about making sure that they tell employers about all those things that they've been up to. So we had conversations about, when it comes down to it, what they want to talk to employers about is my BTEC and what grade I got, when actually they're a much more rounded person. They're a sportsman, they've been playing sport, they've got hobbies, they've got interests, they're doing creative things, they've got things going on in their lives, they've been doing projects at college, they've been doing bits of work experience, and it's about capturing all those things in their application form that makes them unique. There are lots of people who are going to get their A-levels, lots of people are going to get their BTECs, but you are the only you, and that is the big thing with your application, is make yourself unique. Thank you, SGS College. It's been brilliant hosting today. Have a great National Apprenticeship Week.
Great work there by Ian and Melissa, helping students to understand not just apprenticeships, but develop their understanding of how recruitment works and see things from the other side of the table. Now, anyone in school in the Bristol area may well have come across our next guest. Junior Saunders spends his time visiting schools and talking to parents and students about apprenticeships. We asked him to tell us his top myths and legends about apprenticeships, and this is what he has to say.
Welcome back to the National Apprenticeship Week 2023 with myself, Junior Saunders, all about the myth busting this week, and all about the questions and me clarifying a few things. Hopefully you've enjoyed Monday and Tuesday. Now we're on to Wednesday. We're going to take a deep dive into some more myths. So, university degrees are needed for most jobs. So, not long ago, you did need to go to university. You did need to have that recognized qualification, dressed in that gown, really celebrated the fact that you've achieved something, and it was absolutely the creme de la creme of your experiences. Of course, impartiality is power. We need to be fair. We need to show that all roads post 16 and post 18 are absolutely fine. However, what I will say to you is that university degrees are absolutely seen, but apprenticeships are just as seen. So an apprenticeship now is the way forward. Employers are really starting to understand the value that an apprenticeship has, because learners are not in the class 100% of the time. They're interacting with customers, they're interacting with colleagues, they're interacting within businesses, they're having says when it comes to the infrastructure of a business. So actually an apprenticeship qualification is actually being sought after, I would say equally, if not more, than actually a university degree, because a university degree is very much one way of learning. It's very much one dynamic of how things have always been. An apprenticeship is a very different dynamic, but it does absolutely hold the same weight. And I think what you really need to understand is that when you look at doing an apprenticeship, there are so many opportunities within that apprenticeship to progress within the company. So there is a retainer. So employers, 9 times out of 10, like to keep apprentices within their business and grow them. Your money goes up every single year. So again, once you start an apprenticeship, it's not a case of just finishing the apprenticeship and that's it. They want to retain you, which means they want to keep you within that company so that you grow and flourish within that company through an apprenticeship.
When you're at school, you've probably got subjects you really like, and then subjects that you may not be so keen on. And you may be wondering, well, what can I actually do with these subjects anyway? Well, of course, when it comes to careers, there's always more than one way, as many of us working for Lloyds know well. But we asked our apprentices what were their favourite subjects at school. And we asked our friends at Amazing Apprenticeships to tell us a bit about the different kinds of jobs you may be able to try out if you like this subject. Here's our colleague Mandy to tell us about her favourite subject at school and how she applies her learning in her day-to-day role. But first, a short film from Amazing Apprenticeships on all the things you can do if you like studying history.
Hi, I'm Mandy Wilberts. I'm currently a Senior Manager in Trade Services within Lloyds Banking Group. So my favourite subject at school was actually religious education, and not necessarily just about the religion, but all the various cultural aspects that came with RE, as it was in my day, and all the different sort of ways people celebrated things and lived quite differently to each other. So if I look at my role now as a senior leader in Lloyds Banking Group, it's enabled me to further my skills across my cultural awareness of the different diverse perspectives of colleagues. It's enabled me to be an inclusive, supportive leader. And then colleagues who work with me or alongside me in my teams are empowered and feel able to be individual and speak up as they feel, and sharing all the different diverse perspectives of ways of living, how we interact with each other, different celebrations and festivals is really what makes me happy and takes me back to RE back in school. Thank you.
Great to hear Mandy's perspective. Now, on an apprenticeship, you're likely to learn some great technical skills and knowledge, but alongside those skills are something called essential skills. Because most of our jobs involve working alongside other people, the essential skills help us to work effectively with others. Now, the great news is that you don't have to go to the classroom to learn these. You can be developing them right now, through the things you do at school and the things you do outside of school. Today's skills are staying positive and aiming high. And here's Missy Ann to tell us about them, and our colleague Viv to tell you how she uses these in her particular job.
Hello everyone, I'm Missy Ann from Lloyds. I hope you're having a great National Apprenticeship Week so far. When you're looking at the things you could be doing when you leave school, you'll want to be thinking about both the skills and qualifications employers are looking for. Now, when we talk about skills, there are things like math, English and digital, which we call functional skills. We need these to help us learn other subjects. Then there's knowledge and technical skills, which are often studying at school and on an apprenticeship. In between these are essential skills. They help us navigate the world and thrive in the workplace. Each day this week, we're going to explore these skills builder essential skills. Today, we're looking at staying positive and aiming high. The world of work is always changing. We're constantly exploring new ideas, ways to improve our service. If you go back in history and look at the work of any of the great inventors, we always remember them for what they created. But often the process of getting them there has setbacks. Things don't go according to plan, and being able to stay positive and focused on achieving are two really important skills to master. Staying positive is about managing our emotions, learning how to remain calm, think about what might have gone wrong, but learning to cheer up and encourage others. As we get more advanced with the skills, we learn to identify new opportunities when in difficult situations, adapting our plans, looking for opportunities, manage our response to setbacks and helping others with theirs. Our second skill for today is aiming high, which is about achieving goals set by others, but also setting goals for ourselves and our own view of what we want to achieve. We start out practicing this skill. We are working on demonstrating, working with care and attention, taking pride in the quality of our work, that is not just getting something done and how it's done that actually matters. When you get a bit more advanced, you'll be able to prioritise tasks and involve others effectively. And when we're mastering aiming high, we learn to harness different people's skills, to set targets and objectives and provide milestones and feedback loops. Here at Lloyds Banking Group, staying positive and aiming high are important skills. We are always creating things that have never been done before, and not everything we try to do works as expected the first time. It's important that we manage our emotions and those of others and stay focused on being the best we can be for our customers that we serve. Here's my colleague to tell us how they use these skills.
So my name is Viv Kennedy and my job is Senior Product Manager. So me and my team look after some of the mortgages for our customers in the bank. Because I've got a team, one of the most important things that I use is leadership. It's really important to give the team direction and be there for them when they need me. To help me do that, it's very, very important that I listen. I really have to hear my team so that I know what's going on and so that I know what our priorities should be. And we often have to fix things that have gone wrong. In fact, that's really the purpose of myself and my team. So problem solving is so, so important to us. We've constantly got to look at what is the problem, how can we fix it, what are our options, how do we stop it from happening again? And as you can imagine, we have to be quite creative when we do that. So we have to look at different ways, new ways. You can't necessarily fix a problem by doing the very thing that caused it in the first place. It can get a bit wearing if you are dealing with problems all the time. So me and my team have to stay positive and look after each other and keep focusing on the good things that we do. And to help us do that, we always aim high. We always set really high standards and look to do the very best that we can for our customers.
The great news is that everyone can build the essential skills, build their skills, not just in school, but also in what you do in your spare time. In fact, research shows that school leavers with average level of essential skills can earn up to £10,000 a year more than those who don't have them. So they're certainly worth thinking about. To learn about how your skills compare, here's a link where you can complete a quiz and find out your score along with lots of ideas on improving your essential skills. See you next time.
Studies show students who have a good level of essential skills can earn up to £10,000 a year more than those without these skills. They are certainly worth investing in. If you're curious to know more, then using your favourite search engine, type in Skills Builder Home Zone, and you'll find a quiz that will help you score yourself right now on all 8 skills. And you also get customised support and guidance to develop these skills.
And those essential skills also come in really handy when it's time to apply for jobs or go off to job interviews. They'll help you identify those key experiences and key moments that you can take into an interview or a university application to get the job or course you want.
Amy, the clock is counting down, but before we go, here's a quick reminder of what's coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow is T-Level Thursday, and if you don't know much about T-Levels, don't worry, they're quite new, but an important option for you if you're studying for GCSEs right now. We'll also be visiting Barnet and North London, where our apprentices Neil will be talking to students about careers in tech and where a T-Level could take you. Junior will be back with more myths and legends of apprenticeships, and Missy Ann and Viv will be telling us all about how staying positive and aiming high are critical in the workplace.
And if you've missed any of our live streams, including last night's apprenticeship special with UCAS, you can catch them all again on our YouTube channel. It's amazing what you can cram into a breathless 23 minutes. So keep safe. We'll see you again tomorrow for another Lloyds Careers Live daily download.
What does success mean to us?
Success is making a difference. for our customers and our communities.
Success is empowering people from the start.
Building their confidence.
Giving them tools to start their careers.
Success is putting our people first.
It's knowing when to listen
and making the time to talk.
Success is supporting causes we care about.
It's getting involved.
All hands on deck.
Success is making banking better.
It's engineering a fairer future.
Making progress and leaving no one behind.
Whatever shape it takes.
Success starts with us.